cuz. We gonna have it out, cuz. What I tell you, man? The butt up off the table, man. And that's going upstairs, or it's going over there. You all stretched out looking all prim and proper. You hear me? Let me fix this right quick. Yeah. You got no headache. I mean, it feels funny, but I ain't got no headache right now. So you get the scrap, cuz. You get the spiller. You get that right there. Across them chops. Yo, what's good? What's good? You gonna get it right across your chops. Looking at me like you retarded, cuz. Looking at me like you got it like that, right? Hey, Snoo, how's the driving lessons going, baby girl? Oh man, so I'm gonna read later on, but I just want to talk about tap to retry. What is this tap to retry nonsense? Anyway, I chewed one of these things over like 2 years old because my back was killing me. Cannabis infused blueberries created in milk chocolate. Do they have a what you call it, expiration date? Well, they had one. Well, not kind of, not really. Chocolate kind of gets white when it sits for a long time, even in a cool, dark space. So, especially I keep it in the fridge, so of course it turns white in the fridge, but it's still good. It's not mold. And I'm like, and I haven't had no weed, and like what, almost 2 months, a little over 2 months. Yo, and it's only like 5 milligrams. I'm like, coconut water and lime today. I should have chewed this because I've got a few of these. They're kind of new. So whenever I have pain, the cannabis, the THC is good, but I like the Delta 8. But anyway, you see what's up there. I wonder. Let me get this right. Now, because I put on the last post I put up, it's because I put Swartz there don't mean nothing. But when you include it with California and what I've been expressing to you, the fact that I have 2 uncles who are Ashkenaz, right? And they despise, you call them Jew, they'll fight you. And they're in their 70s, right? Damn their 80s. I think one of them's about 80. But anyway, and they're in that great shape, big as hell. Still, I mean, you know what I'm saying? In Brooklyn. So, Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, New York. But, it was amazing when I found them because I've been doing my genealogy for a long time. And when I was living in Brooklyn, I was like, let me go and see if I can find these motherfuckers. And it took me a week, y'all. Because from the bagel people I know, doing Krav Maga and everything, they were like, man, we're not sure if this could be, and this could be. And you ought to see me going to one place. I'm not going to say where they live at. And I go up in the building, and I'm like, yo, and the other ones, he's got a house, a big old house. So I went up to the building, and people were looking at me, right? And they had already made up their mind that, he must be half because my fair skin, a little lighter. No. Anyway, so I knocked on this cat's door, right? And I had a couple of pictures. I had about 5 or 6 pictures on me. Not in my phone. And he goes to the door, yo, who there? I said, yo, this is James. I said my name, James Bryant. I said, who is you? So I know he's looking through the peephole. I said, we might be related. He said, he opened the door and he looks. It's a possibility. He's a big man. He's like 6'2". He's like, it's a possibility. Now you got to remember now, this is going back to like 2002. Y'all, for real, 2002. 2003. Somewhere around like that. Anyway, so he looks around and says, come on in. So I go in, he got all these pictures. And he says, so you know Maggie? I said, I always knew Margaret. I was like, who's Maggie? I said, I know a Margaret. He's like, Maggie. He says, Margaret Maggie Klein. I was like, yeah, great. He says, I know who it is. Yeah, we family. Just like that. He says, you got another uncle. I says, I know I'm going to go over to the house. I drove by there. I didn't want to go up to that one. I didn't know about the gun laws in New York at the time. I didn't know the liberals were being, the infiltration had been, I knew the infiltration had started, but. So anyway, I'm saying that because that's supposed to be a fundraiser to help veterans, but she owns two buildings. It's the same old thing. And why am I pointing this out? Well, you see his pain, right? And a lot of y'all know, some of y'all know me personally, but I've been doing martial arts for my life, and I know about how to, to inflict pain at the smallest joints and this, that, and other to cause a person to comply, pain compliance. Well, who remembers the brother who was handcuffed in the back of a paddy wagon? And I forget what. Let me see. I didn't look it up. Okay. Let's spell it right, y'all. All right. I think it was down south, right? Yeah, Randy Cox. All right. No seatbelt. This is Richard Randy Cox, 36, who was paralyzed in the back of the wagon. We call it paddy wagons, van. That's what they call it. We call them, back when I was growing up, we had paddy wagons still. And the driver intentionally hit the brakes, which caused him to go slower and snapped his neck. Okay. That was, make sure, which is pretty sick. New Haven. Where's New Haven at? Now the other one, now there's plenty, but I'm only alluding to two. And the other one is an Army veteran. Okay. Now we can put in Randy Cox. Hold on. Bio. And they've been terminating them, okay? I think this year they terminated 2 more, if I remember right. Hold on. Look at that. Sergeant Betsy Suge and Officer Oscar Diaz. What's up with these Spanish motherfuckers, man? Like, and the costumes. What's wrong with y'all, man? Like, get yourselves together. But regardless of that, not a personal attack, but y'all need to get yourselves together. Stop being so stupid, paradoxical. Because I know he won like 45 million. So God was sick. But the other one I'm gonna talk about. Okay, yeah. The other one I'm gonna discuss about, which upset me as well, was this guy George. Let me see if I can pull him up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And his name was Gregory Gross. And we're talking about over in Cali. Yuba, California Police Department. And I think that was around I think the settlement or something like that, 2023 as well, or 2022 or something like that. When it happened, I can't really context, but I know he won 20 million. Now the sick thing about this one, excuse me, California. You would believe the police, because a lot of times you hear the police are they're conservative, and then you have a country, a state, not an island, a state that's supposed to be liberal. I'm gonna point something out of that state. This guy was an Army veteran, and paying compliance to a handcuffed individual is some pussy stuff. See, that's a sociopath. A person in a vehicle where there's no seatbelt and he's listening to the man ramble on because he's a little intoxicated, so he slams on the brake with intention to hurt. Now, any internal affairs that would say we investigated, and this is the stupidity of it, and I'm gonna point out how the DOJ and all that is a perversion. Oh, just because they might give you a couple of sprinkles of chocolate crunchies or nuts on your ice cream don't mean that the ice cream is sweet and it tastes any better. What amazes me is the fact that these police officers who get their little 6-month training and then they get a little hands-on and they're allowed to go out there and by way of the costume and the badge and a gun, allowed to believe that that's supposed and a demeanor of calmness when talking, which is dictatorially a lucid sociopath, to act upon emotions because somebody decides to open their mouth. Because you got to remember that even handcuffed, even with your Miranda rights written, anything you say can and will be used against you does not mean to inflict pain. So we have people who are higher up, lieutenants or whatever, who obviously, and I'm going to say this because it's based upon a fact. You have a lot of people in the uniform who are part of the sex trafficking, and it's being found out, especially in Florida and Texas. California has the ones where they've caught them too, and they don't really get too much into it. Pedophilia, all that crap. But you see, when it's individuals who are part of that, they go unscathed. Now, I could pull up about 10 incidents where those police officers have been working that job, and they have had more complaints, over 200. They have, but when these individuals, when it's a subject of persons missing and police officers of interest, and then all of a sudden 6 months later he is not the person of interest no more. So there is tiers. Okay, now this individual, this officer, I believe his name was something Joshua Jackson, if I remember right. Y'all can look it up. I'm not looking at. That's the Army veteran that neck was broke. I think his name was Joshua Jackson. Big old fat. Not fat. He wasn't fat, but he looked like he might have been a veteran of some sort. Let me see if I got a picture of this cat. Here he goes, because his neck was already broken, but he's saying he can't breathe. That's him right there. Look at him, all emotional. He's inflicting pain to be a sociopath. He's a sociopath. What they did and how they were handling him the first time. This is the second time. This is where his neck was broken, if not the first time it was hurt. And in the hospital, how they deal with them when they're like you nurses and doctors who are dealing with police bring people in. Some of y'all are pathetic, but y'all are part of the same issue. And this is where people don't allow themselves to see this reality and this truth. All right. I know this guy who was a police officer in Navajo, and he got kicked out because, whatever. And he says, oh, man, he said he used to sit there when he was getting drunk at the park. You would never think he was a police officer for like 12 years. Anyway, I'd take water and bag food, and I knew him. He's like, yo, Red, you got one of those meatball subs? I says, you know what? I'll go home and make a few of them and bring it back to you guys. And I come home and get the meat out and make meatballs with the sub rolls and go out there and take it to him. I sit down and talk with him. I says, man, hey, man, is it really a real issue with a lot of bad cops? Because I used to do it in New York and all over. Anyway, he says, yeah, there's a lot of them are very bad. And I was like, I noticed that when something serious happens, like, and they're not far away, they don't move with the quickness. This is we're told not to. That's like ignoring morals if you have them. And we have people out here willing to do shit. And the only reason why they believe they can do it and get away with it because they've done it before. And they didn't have the outcome as to what this is that brings, you see what I'm saying? And there's a whole bunch of them out there. I watch that dude, who's that dude down there in Phoenix, Arizona? What you call it, Direct D or whatever. I watch him all the time. I watch how these young cops, especially ones that was in the military, not all of them were. If a person's handcuffed and you got to act bugged out, get all up in their ear and eye and act all funny because you feel some kind of way, then you don't know the oath you took in. That pain stuff, just because the news ain't talking about it, don't mean it ain't happening, that people are catching up with you. And it's like the gang mentality. It's a bad one. The problem is, problem is, it can change hand real fast. And imagine being in somebody's basement, duct tape up. I don't advocate for violence. I don't need to. Being taped up, and somebody in their family don't even care about life no more because of what you have done. And nobody knows what you had, and there's no escape, and there's no Hollywood narrative, no Follywood. And they put you through it. That's the last thing we need. See, when it says peace officer, it means to keep the peace. They always say law, but law is not policies. And if you lack the responsibility of that knowledge because of what you see and all that, think about the people in the street and what they see all the damn time. So it's a melanated and a pale skin. You know, mean less melanated. I don't get with that black and white shit. So that's sort of stupid for the knuckle dragging crumb from the ground eating. You know what I'm saying? Anteaters. That's what that's for. Okay. It's pretty pathetic all the way around. Simple stuff that can be dealt with, misdemeanors or whatever. And y'all got to show yourselves to be just as broken no matter what costume you put on. It's pathetic. I studied Samoan bone breaking for 6 years. Falun Gong Qigong also has a combat application. Krav Maga. When you talk about pain points, and it's not like y'all practice it to be efficient in speed or nothing. Anybody could tackle with the football. A lot of people who do tackling with the costume ain't played football. Learn how to shoot at somebody. I'm not talking about with a gun, you know, to go and take a person down. Things are going to happen. Hands are going to get bruised up, knuckles broken, this, that, fingers broken, whatever. Having that costume on is supposed to come with some kind of dignity and some kind of respect of the people you're dealing with. I used to hear people say it's them against us. It was never any of us making it against anyone of y'all. Y'all turned around and made it y'all against everybody else, and yet you come from that cloth. This is the pathetic narrative that happens, because there's some of us who knows the conversations that go on. I used to hear them sometimes and be like, what the hell y'all talking about? And it's a real disease. And I don't give a damn about this liberal, conservative, or third party crap. I think you're a bunch of fools. I think y'all have been sucked in and you've colonized yourselves. And I know that there are people being asked, would you have a problem shooting an American citizen? And a lot of you are saying no. That shows the intrepidness of the deep hostility of self and the self-hatred. I always say, if you don't love this country, regardless of what these fake ass people want to call it, because I don't recognize it as America or some damn goddamn United States. A lot of y'all say, would you give up your United States? I'll shut the fuck up. United States has nothing to do with this fucking land. Some of y'all are so stupid. It's just unbelievable. I'm thankful I know some good ones, man. And I'm grateful that there's still some good ones out there. But it's just like the streets and these goofy gangs and everything else, and these fake ass judges, magistrates, playing on people's ignorance and doing the things you do. Handcuffed. Take the handcuffs and try it on him. The guy was 60-something. He's 60, neck broke. 60, he used his arms, one of them, I believe, 60-something years old. An ex-veteran. It's like that one veteran at Pelican told me, I'm a Marine, man, too. And you're intimidating the Army guy. That's some old punk-ass pussy stuff. A lot of y'all move like emotionally unstable, effeminate. A lot of y'all on TRT, sadly. And that's supposed to give you a better way of looking at things. Maybe it's the environment. I guess being on TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, and being in situations that it can make you a little aggressive. And I've read the studies on it. That's what I do, you know. And it's pretty stupid. But what's even more cumbersome and bothersome? You got a lot of pale skins who, support back the blue. Fuck the blue. Man, what is that gonna do? How about support the police, the ones who are out there doing a hard and good job, the ones who are moral and everything else, who don't mind laughing and having a good time, and then out there with some racist ideology. A lot of you fuckboys are still there, and the feds allow you to be there. The Department of Justice knows it, and so does the motherfucking, FBI. Well, you already see they done fuck themselves up. What is going on with y'all, man? And the people are hiring people knowing good and goddamn well they shouldn't be there. I don't give a damn who their daddy and their uncle is. And then you don't even treat them and treat them right and teach them the true history of policing. No, you want to go to that fake English shit, Bobbies and all that other bullshit. The fact that we ordered first, and that's a fact. There's enough information in history, historical books in every Library of Congress. Is it so easy to check? Look at what they want to do with so-called fictional black history in Florida. They've become so perverted on the Seminole land. It's just unbelievable. Part of the damn Yamasee Nation. It's amazing. All the frauds and how y'all just accept as if it's lucrative and it's going to benefit you in. Let me explain to you something about if you can walk into a perversion. Don't you think that there's an end for it? I'm going to say this again. If you can walk into a perversion, a perverse narrative compared to the one that's of good, don't you think there's an end? If you can end your being good and walk into perversion, don't you think there's an end to the perversion? Doesn't mean you're going to be lucrative and be able to go back into good, but it always exists. Don't you think something that is out of tune? Time is a powerful weapon. So I'm getting tired of saying this. I really am. I am really getting tired of saying what's the two most powerful weapons. It's starting to wear thin on me because though we have time, though time is powerful, it has an end. Just as patience. Doesn't mean that you lose patience when patience ends, nor that you lose the time allotted when it ends. It's just that there are powerful weapons. So as far as the vices of them, do you think being over there, because let me tell you something. Serial killers, there are those who want to be caught and there are those who just that's just not even a second notion. It's to continue doing what they're doing. And though we know it's not right, and many of them know it's not right, it becomes an affliction. It's like when you get two painting colors and you see how well they go together, and you have a new, no, not in that diorama, not in that beauty, but over in that one, more creative ways. Well, I'm going to eat the leg muscle today. You see what I'm saying? The perversion. It's the same thing when you work a job and you accommodated yourself, just like the gang mentality. I'm around the brother. We look good. Stormtroopers. You know what I'm saying? Move up, whatever you know what I'm saying? Black Panther shit. It's funny how the Black Panther make every man look weak and the women look, the last one make all the women look powerful, right? Except for King, they speak good about King T'Challa or whatever the fuck. Everything has a purpose, and then those things that are lies that people consummate and take in because of their ignorance, and they don't look at it deeply. You can get in a job and be ignorant in that job. I was ignorant when I was in the military, especially when I was training. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to special forces. I'm training my ass off. I'm going to be a bad motherfucker. That's all I was thinking. I was ignoring everything else. And a good boy, good old boy neck was like, oh, we don't want that motherfucker. Like, we're getting that training. I don't fucking need it anyway, but you see what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all young ones are going on the force. I watched that little thing in New York on 4th of July. I watched that sickness, the little diseased minds walking around, clumping around like the little crabs in a barrel in costume. And then I watched the idiots open their mouths and speaking like they're enlightened. The little dumbasses out there in the streets. If they were really enlightened, they'd be at the council meetings and everything else, making sure that stuff doesn't happen, making sure their votes matter and what their words got some weight. Niggas in the cities, in New York, and all these little young motherfuckers, keep us with me or whatever. It don't matter who you are. Y'all ain't doing nothing to better enough situation. You're allowing things to happen, and then you'll go out there with your drama because y'all are. It's not even a secret about you. Y'all just at the lowest place. It's pathetic. So they're gonna keep doing what they're doing because y'all don't have a fucking voice. They're minions, and you're food. I don't care who you think you are out there because you're all hurting each other anyway. Detroit, Philly, LA, you're all a bunch of idiots. At least some places that are doing their best to get money, but you still have those little. The ants that don't want to join together to be the ladder to cross the river. You dig what I'm saying? I don't have to show pictures, more pictures and all that stuff. It's pretty pathetic. You dig what I'm saying? Original Lone Wolf was talking about something I was going to speak on. But I think what I spoke on is more than enough. You know what I'm saying? It's some it's really disturbing. Campaign compliance with handcuffed individuals. It's like that when I saw that sister, and though she was about 110 pounds, and I'm looking at this big ass goofy pale skin, again, a stick boy, right? Because she's wilding. That's when you grab the wrist and you grab the shoulder and you make them realize, oh, you don't have to get up in the air and whisper because you're showing that you're a sociopath, squeezing to really cause real pain. Not just pain, it can cause damage. See, that's what y'all don't know, because a lot of y'all ain't really no martial artists, no boxers, and no fighters. I don't care because you're learning and you're on the mat every weekend and doing some BJJ, and then you finally go and you've been studying for 2 and 3 years. I got friends who are in their 60s, man, been doing this shit all their life. What does that mean? You walk up to the right individual, no handcuffs on, and they will cold knock your jaw round to the other side of your head. It's fact. But handcuffed. Slam her head on the back of that, on the front, on the side and front of that police car. That was just a straight up big 235-pound pussy. That's what a lot of you are. Not all of you. A lot of them. And it's sad that you take people training and you teach them not the law. You teach them procedures, not even based on policy, but you teach them how sick you are. And that's where we got this. The same thing with a broken home. Kid allowed to run around, do dumb shit, sell crack to their mama. I'd rather you get it from me, mama, knowing that the care has went out the window. There's no moral subjugation or nothing. It's black and white shit. Those stupid motherfuckers, man. All of y'all. And then you got all these people in the higher up places, the sick motherfuckers. I remember it was supposed to be about the civilian, what you call it, and instead of internal affairs, and internal affairs show how perverted they were, and the same people have gotten away with doing many things, and yet the system, the fake ass DOJ, and everything else. Just wanted to speak on that this morning. Just a little bit. I can go much deeper. I mean, I know some things that I'm not here to burn motherfuckers. I would like to see people get it together. To have better quality. It's the quantity don't mean shit. It's the quality. Right now, it seems the quantity has overtaken whatever quality is supposed to be, and it's pathetic. I look at these people talking about Trump. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, make it make sense. Make sure that you're clear. Fuck a Biden. I'm just saying, make it clear as possible as to the why. Don't come with what fits your narrative. I like to see people who look at every goddamn thing. Black Scott Survival, I like what he does because he looks at the facts. He's been talking about Trump. There's nothing good about that as well. Look at Robert Kennedy. The fuck is he doing? Now, I stated the other day, not yesterday, that sometimes you got to play the field to get somewhere. But if that's the case, how are you even a candidate? Because in order to be a candidate, they had to have selected you. Because remember I said before this last, it was over 2,000 motherfucking candidates. How many of y'all knew about them 2,000 candidates? They keep controlling the narrative and y'all keep buying into it. Y'all need to snap up out of it if you actually want to believe a vote counts. It boggles my mind. It really does. Anyway, I'm going to shout y'all off and I'm going to sit back because it's a nice little buzz, even though it's 5 milligrams, and let this back cool off because we're going to be running around with some weight. Eat this ganeo with a little cinnamon and drink this coconut water and see if I can catch up on something. I got about 21 minutes of Cure Meals video to watch. And yeah, let me shout y'all out. Brother Lone Wolf, what's going on, beloved? Hey, Snoop Baby already hit you up. Mikey Hill, beloved, what's going on? Yo, Booby Brooks, what's going on, beloved? Chukma. Yes. It should be at least 3-year process to become a police. I agree. And with college. And going with college. I would say, just me personally, okay? I would say 6 hours of training, hour on the range. Then you have physical, this, that, and the other. like a boot camp, and then you have 3 hours of college or 6 hours of college, have some real knowledge depending on what they're teaching though, and then 3 hours of training. You know what I'm saying? Hand in hand, response, dealing with certain things, medical, this being able to see stuff. Because when I saw those cops dealing with that guy who was autistic, slow, and wanted to pay his stuff, and the people called the police, not target. And the way they handled that man, he's asking, what are y'all doing? I mean, he couldn't even speak. But I saw the individuals, how stupid the guys in costume were, how dumb. And I said, somebody hired these individuals and they didn't have the training. And I'm looking at these, how they're dealing and beating on this dude. I'm like, are you for real? I watch how pussies shoot dogs through the fence. And then, first of all, they don't even have a warrant. And if a motherfucker tell you to get off something, don't cops blame. Get your ass off of there. Show them that you're a big person and you know the law. Go get a warrant if the warrant is warranted because it's a violent felony or there are drugs that are, you know, are not there, not because you suspect, because that's bullshit. And quality immunity. First of all, it's funny how these cops don't know the fucking Bill of Rights or the Constitution. Every so-called citizen is sovereign. It's the stupidity of everything is just beyond comprehension. What the fuck? You know? John Mark, what's going on, beloved? Lloyd, what's going on, beloved? Oh, what's going on? Hey, Big Pontiac. Yeah, I was checking out the vid, man. It was a pretty good one, bro. You be hitting them, bro. You be hitting them. Hope y'all subscribe to our brother Big Pontiac, too. Herbo, what's going on, beloved? For sure. But y'all dig what I'm saying. You dig what I'm saying? Oh, I wanted to say this. Original Lone Wolf, yeah. In 1890 or something, I forget the years. Y'all can look it up. I believe the cotton seed from the cotton, they were extracting an oil from it. It was a German, again, Ashkenaz, who came up a way to make a synthetic fat. Somewhere in 1902 or something like that, it was further discussed, and then later on, it was implemented. Because these things were being used, and you know, China had vegetable oils, but they were different from the way these ones are extracted by chemical. When I was growing up, we didn't use Crisco. We used lard. Lard was a term used for animal fats that are stored from, like, if you cook 2 pounds of bacon, or what they do, fry down. We used to eat this snack. You know, they came out with pork rinds. That was the worst thing they ever made. They used to take fatback, and they used to fry it down and make these fatback chips. High in salt. We didn't eat no goddamn Gatorade. We had water from the hose on the back of the house, in the streams, fresh water, and fatback. And motherfuckers 89 and 100 years old and drinking triple X hooch buried in the ground for a fucking year by lightning. But see, these motherfuckers did this slow. And so the cotton seed, then they made the translucent stuff, and then they started extracting vegetables, but it wasn't what you think. It was when they first started modifying, messing with the vegetables, and they started using chemicals to simulate or confuse and make something that was is similar. And then those were utilized, and you get canola oil, Western oil, vegetable oil, all these different grapeseed oil. You shouldn't be drinking no oil extracted from a seed, people. And what happened? Because, see, up until the 1970s, there wasn't a whole lot of fat folk walking around. So when were they actually implemented into the diet? Well, when did the fast food thing take off? Remember the hamburger joint? Who remembers? People forget about Checkers. They go right to Mickey D's before it was established. That was the first food chain. But what were some of the original ones? Nothing was made with this garbage you see now, and everybody was enjoying themselves, going to the drive-ins and everything. 1960s and 70s, war, sea rations from World War II. They changed the dynamics of those with less salt and started using more polyunsaturated fats. We're not talking good shit. So they will last a little longer. So it's one thing to cook bacon and get beef fat and all that kind of stuff and mix them up. That's lard. That's not going to fuck you up. But now if you extract it now, you're probably extracting a whole lot of chemicals, and because you got to remember what they're shooting up. I mean, /2022 or whatever, or They over 260 ton, 26 tons or 26,000 tons of antibiotics just for meat, chicken, chicken, pork, and beef. The majority of pork is being dealt 90 something from China. Sold in this country at 60%. Some of the world's pork. That's fucking crazy. And then these people who work these establishments, just like the people who take care of the water treatment facilities, and it's the same pee and poop water you know nothing about, and they keep putting chemicals in it when there's more than enough fresh water on Earth with minerals and everything in it to last quadrillion lifetimes. But because everybody's pretty dumb and these people got you believing they're rich, and phonetically they show you how dumb they are because they can put on an act and how they carry themselves. Oh, yes, Bill. Of course, Louise. Of course. Yes, sir. That don't mean a damn thing. It only means something to people who still watching the fucking live, whether it's the television or the goddamn fake movie screen, and don't know how to separate reality from fiction. They keep running around talking about they want to eat the hottest potato chips and don't even look at how the fuck it's made. If the yellow and red is carcinogenic, but the companies are still fucking using it. Nitrates and sulfites. What the fuck is they putting in California is the biggest motherfucking perversion. When the fuck they become a place to grow poultry? Grow produce. When that was the East Coast. But you look at the name of all these head motherfuckers in all parts. And then you realize, wait a minute, something's not right. But y'all won't do that. You won't look at your Congress and this, that, and look at, wait a minute. Like, come on, people. Now, whenever y'all super chat me from now on, I'm going to take that, set it aside. I'm going to use that to get stuff because I'm going to take my room upstairs. I'm going to turn it into a podcast room if we're permitted to. I'm going to go ahead, get that all shaped up and everything, and I'm going to hook it up with the peace flag and a few other things, Tartarian flag. So I'm by the books, still going to have that check account, but I'm going to open a separate one just to, like what Westside was talking about, to get like a little desk. I can go buy and just pay the stuff off, and that would just help me. You know what I'm saying? It'll support that. But I'm just letting y'all know. I decided that while I was nursing my headache. Yeah, headache you shouldn't really be thinking. I couldn't even focus on meditating, so I was like, let me think of something positive in the dark and last night, and that's what I did. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. All right. Whatever you donate, if you let me know if it's to books, because a lot of times you'll say this is for book spread, and that's where it goes. This is where you help you with your, set your stuff up, then that's where that's going to go. It's going to go right over there until we get more views. And they don't want that because I'm going to talk about some things that are going to stir the pot. I'm not saying believe in anything. I am saying do the research, see what you come up with. That's all I'm saying. All right? All right? Dan Alberts, what's going on, beloved? What's going on, man? Good to have you in the house. Anyway, let me sign off of here. I respect everybody coming in. It's nothing but love and appreciation. In exactly 2 hours, I'm supposed to be getting a package that said on here and SMS about between 1 and 5. So he usually come kind of early because they know me. All the UPS, FedEx, all of them know me. So just let's reach for 12 o'clock and I'll come on and read for at least 45 to 50 minutes. I want to keep it in that window. I'll do my best, keep the music in about 5 minutes, let everybody come in. Appreciate y'all. I'll let y'all later. And somebody sit there. I was sitting there going saying, somebody hit me up. Look, I was checking my Gmail, look at accounts and all that. And Reg, they're going to say something about that, talking about the Jews. I said, the Swartz? Motherfucker. I'm talking about the fact of what I've learned from my uncles going over to Palestine and the military and the people around me. So I'm not speaking because of some fucking feeling. So for that person to ask, I thought I would share it with other people saying, oh, they might, oh man, fuck out of here. I can speak on it. You know what I mean? So anyway, mad love and respect. Got an invite to move to Texas. Get your ass over there, brother. All right. So love y'all, beloved sisters, my brothers. You already know. All right. And I got some brothers coming up. So we're going to hit a little live too when they get here. You know what I mean? We're going to get some video recording, do some things. I got to get rid of a whole lot of stuff in here. I don't need all these videos. I don't even know why I be holding on to them. So I'm going to hit the whole thing and remove it. It's going to free up about like 20 gigabytes of shit. So anyway, I'll catch y'all at 12 o'clock.